It was this image, released by Sunrise to promote the Code Geass Road to the 20th anniversary event, that got me wondering if the studio was planning something much bigger than most fans were anticipating. Since I read Code Geass producer Kojiro Taniguchi's comments in 2019 in regards to the Resurrection movie, when he stated that the film was but phase 1 of a 10-year plan of new Code Geass content, I always suspected that perhaps an anime shared universe, in the style of the MCU, might be a possibility. Taniguchi using the term, Phase 1, in particular was quite an interesting choice. Phases are what Marvel Studios uses to organize their shared cinematic universe. And the fact that the producer used that phrase has to mean something. And, I know what some of you might be thinking, Taniguchi's words could have been mistranslated. He most likely made his comments in Japanese. And perhaps your skepticism might be right. However, I still believe his comments are worth considering. But, before I continue, I would like to ask you to please like, share, comment, subscribe and click the notification bell. This is the Geass Network, the place where we discuss, theorize, and cover everything to do with Code Geass.
I, Lelouch v. Britannia, command you. Now all of you.
Subscribe now.
Since the mega success of Marvel Studios' Avengers movie in the year of 2012, grossing over $1.5 billion at the box office, Hollywood has made several attempts at trying to replicate this particular formula. Considering the plethora of attempts at other shared universes we've seen over the last decade, our anime studio finally deciding to try as well isn't far-fetched. So let's go over some of the failed shared universes first before we go into reasons why Sunrise might try to turn Code Geass into the Marvel universe of anime. In 2017, Universal Studios decided to take a stab at the shared universe model with what is now known as the infamous Dark Universe. The studio held rights to several monster properties that had a history in the past of crossing over, so building a cinematic universe seemed like a smart step in the wake of Marvel's success. In fact, the studio was so excited about this idea that they went and took a cast photo of all the major stars who'd been cast to play a monster character before they had even released a single movie. This would have been like if Marvel had shot a cast photo of the Avengers before the first Iron Man film had been released. The studio's excitement proved too premature. The Dark Universe's first installment, The Mummy, starring Tom Cruise, completely tanked at the box office, leaving all the plans for the continuation of this universe totally unviable. And then there was the DCEU, now commonly known as the Snyderverse, a term coined by fans online. Despite a few successes here and there, the franchise was plagued by too much behind-the-scenes studio drama. And not to mention that by the time the last several theatrical releases hit theaters, a successive wave of historic flops was the result. Despite a vocal base on social media that called for the franchise's continuation, the studio opted to reboot. Now, when it comes to the anime industry, there aren't many examples of a shared universe that had Avengers-level crossovers. The closest I can think of has to be the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise. After spending years launching different individual franchises within the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds Beyond Time was eventually released in 2010, where the main characters of each of the franchises came together in an Avengers-style team-up movie. Now this brings me to Code Geass. We already have a crossover with Gundam that has been announced. Not to mention that various fan service cameos of Lelouch, C2, Akito, and the Ghost of Hannibal crew, as well as other obscure characters from the franchise's ancillary material appearing in rows of the recapture. One certainly can't dismiss the possibility of a Geass Avengers movie with Lelouch, Rose, and Akito happening one day, or at least a manga. However, no matter how you may feel about Code Geass possibly being turned into a shared universe a la Marvel or DC, there is no doubt that Sunrise is focused on growing and expanding this universe. Whatever direction they decide to take, I will certainly be at least willing to give it a chance. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on Code Geass going in the direction of a more interconnected shared universe with Avengers-like crossover events? Leave a comment down below.
I, Lelouch v. Britannia, command you. Now all of you.
Subscribe now.